Good morning to all of our Jobs for Michigan's graduates, families, and supporters, and welcome to today's Employer Highlight event showcasing the Michigan State Police. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Elizabeth Bernhard, and I have the pleasure of serving as the Partnership Engagement Manager at Youth Solutions, the statewide nonprofit inspiring and connecting youth to achieve a future beyond imagination. To our young people joining today, we are so excited you are here. Throughout this event, you will be hearing from Sergeant Kelly Schaefer about the many available careers with the Michigan State Police, including both enlisted and civilian careers. I do want to point out that this event is being recorded, and specialists are also broadcasting today's discussion to their youth in their classrooms. And I encourage you to ask questions throughout. Please use the chat feature to ask any questions you have, and feel free to unmute yourself at the end during our Q&A and ask questions personally. And I have some great news. In the last few minutes of today's event, we will be holding a prize drawing for a $25 Amazon gift card and a $25 Walmart gift card. So youth, if you are in attendance and you want to be eligible to win, we want you to put your name in the chat box below. Specialists, if you are broadcasting this event to your classroom, please enter the names of your students who wish to participate. At the end of the event, we will randomly select 2 winners. All right, let's get started. It is my pleasure and privilege to introduce Sergeant Kelly Schaefer.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kelly Schaefer, and I am very excited to be here today. I have wonderful information and job opportunities that you may not have heard about or may want to know more information about for possible potential future careers. So I am here to share my information and what I have as far as state career choices for you. First of all, a little backdrop about myself. I am a mother of 5. My oldest is 33. I have a set of twins that are 30. They'll be 31 this year. I don't know. And I have a 13-year-old and 12-year-old. And I am so excited. Years ago, I didn't know that the state police was a career option that I too could have for myself. And after talking over with other troopers that were working in the field, I applied. And so I've been with the state police for 17 years now. This year would be 17. I have a total of almost 27 years in law enforcement. So I have a wealth of knowledge as far as the law enforcement aspect under my belt. Well, today I'm going to share information about our enlisted positions as well as our civilian positions, and hope that you will be inspired to pursue a career at some state level, whether it's enlisted or the civilian sector. So without further ado, I'm going to get started with the program.
What if you know something about the first one?
Okay, so welcome to the Michigan State Police.
Took a few tries before the delusion really stuck. You were pacified so easily. Like it's what you always want.
Kelly, is there audio that we should be hearing with this presentation? Okay, we're not hearing it. Dan, can you give her instructions for how to share her audio?
Yes, if you actually unshare, and then when you press share screen again, at the bottom left will be share audio. Just click on that box and then share screen.
So I'm sharing. Give me just a second here.
Yep. So if you just unshare your screen at the bottom, or it might be on the top for you.
Yes. Okay.
Great. And then if you just go back to share screen, click on that, and then the bottom left.
Share sound.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, we'll get back in here. Thanks for being patient, guys.
Absolutely.
Okay, let me, okay, I gotta take you back to the video. I just need to reverse my video back to the beginning.
You gotta turn it down.
And okay, it will not let me go back to the beginning of the video. For some reason, I can't replay the video. But what that video was is a really nice video of the Michigan State Police and that we're hiring. So it is on YouTube. If you have an opportunity to Google it on YouTube, it's a really nice, neat video that is definitely predicated to getting people that do everyday jobs in positions that are volunteer to know that those are the qualities that we look for in our troopers, and to definitely know that you possess skill sets in the diverse, inclusive things that are needed in our agency. So this is a photo of 1917. This is our first Michigan State Troopers. So in 1917, just a little backdrop in our history, when our National Guards went off to war, we still had our situations with the mines, and we had prohibition also that was afoot that we had to deal with. And we had no one to safeguard the mines in the insurrections that were happening there. And so they enacted a group of troops that volunteered to safeguard the state until the National Guards returned. So in 1917, we enacted our state police. Citizens, after the National Guard came back, decided that they wanted to keep us as an entity. And that's why we are still in the state government today. So minimum qualifications for our position is that you cannot have any felony convictions, and misdemeanor offenses are determined based on a totality of the circumstance. We look at everything that's included in any of those situations before we make an objective decision on if the individual or the applicant should move forward in our process. So that has changed. Years ago, it used to be if you got a misdemeanor or felony conviction, we would not hire you. You must be a United States resident and a Michigan resident upon graduating from our academy. Now, we have experience with some applicants that are dual citizens, and that's perfectly fine. So our goal is to know that you can have a dual citizenship as long as one is a United States citizen and still be a trooper in our department. You must be 21 years of age by the time of graduation. So therefore, you can enter into our academy at age 20. And we do the math behind the scene to make sure that you are 21 by the time you graduate from the academy. You must have a valid driver's license without any restrictions, with the exception of corrective lenses. And what we mean when we say without any restrictions is that if you get yourself caught up into road rage situations, or reckless driving, which will put a misdemeanor on your record, then we're going to have to look at that as a group and bring you to consensus. So we want to make sure that you shy away from that in the beginning. So this is our payment. We're going to pay you to attend our academy. We'll give you all of your supplies, everything that you need to be successful at completing the academy will be given to you. The pay while you're in the academy is $1,900 every 2 weeks, which is basically pretty good because we're going to feed you, house you, and we're paying you at the same token. For those that may consider doing a couple years or staying in the military or the reserve, You can receive payment also from your GI Bill to attend our academy. So you'll get paid out of 2 entities because we are paramilitary organization, so that we train in a way that we need to cover anything throughout the state. We can mobilize as a unit, as an organization, and be able to effectively do our job. The starting pay within first 5 years is going to be $50,000. You will make more than that because we get a lot of overtime thrown our way through MDOT, OHSP, and other entities that need coverage for them to do their job. So you get a lot of overtime in the position as a trooper. And by the time you reach 5 years, you'll be making more than $60,000 a year. You also have your health and dental benefits that you will receive while you're in the academy. So if you have anything that happened to you, you have insurance, you have the dental, you have all that coverage. Your life insurance will also be worked out through our human resource department. So all of that is taken care of for you. All you need to do is focus on graduating the academy, which is normally on average about 20 to 22 weeks long. You also, once you graduate, you receive 13 vacation days. That means you're paid to go on vacation and enjoy yourself, and those add up. So you get, for more time in, they increase, and you get more time off, and you're paid to do that. You also receive 13 sick paid day leaves. So if you're sick and you call in, sometime we need the mental day. We do. And you call into your sergeant and say, hey, Sarge, I'm not going to be in today. Well, they can't ask you, well, why or what's going on, or bring me a note. That only occurs, a doctor's slip is only required after 3 days of being out sick. So you still get paid. You get paid for all your holidays. So we get 12 holidays that we are paid for. And then you also get, if you're in the military, you get to buy 2 years of your time back. Our longevity pay is not much, but you get, after 5 years, $260 every year, annual year, for longevity for being in the department. So, continuation for the minimum requirements. Our agency only allows for a high school diploma or GED, and that's what's exciting about sharing this information, because we know that college is not for everyone, and that's why we have the option with the military and all that stuff too. But you can apply as a high school graduate for our department, or having a certified GED. So it's exciting to know that at a state level, if I have a high school diploma, I can go and apply to be a trooper, and absolutely you can. We have a lot of troopers serving in our department with high school diplomas. Now, at some point they go on to further education, but just knowing up front the minimum qualifications, because some of our local partners want you to have a degree, and that's not the case with us. You must pass the civil service exam, which can be taken online, physical agility tests, which can be taken at any site location throughout the state. And then you must do the medical portion for the hearing and the vision to make sure that you're within the standard. And they will drug test you, randomly drug test you. So that's the standard, I think, with any job position. So definitely that's our process. So like I say, on average, it's anywhere from the 26 weeks has been shortened. So it's anywhere from 20 to 22 weeks. You will stay at the academy Sunday through Friday. You will be released on Friday to go home, spend that time with your family, get your laundry washed, and then return back on Sunday evening. We are a paramilitary organization, so therefore, some of the drills and some of the things that we do are similar to the military, but there is no hazing in our department. That's illegal. And so, if you fear that, well, I might have to go through some initiation for all that, no, that's illegal. Our physical and mental training is demanding. It's taxing on the mind and the body, especially initially the first 3 weeks, because you are making an adjustment to invest in your future. And it's going to take that mental adjustment to get the body to respond. We wake up in the morning, 5 o'clock, you're doing PT. You listen to Reveille in the morning, you do your PT, and then your classes start. One of the things that we do have incorporated into our program, we have our water safety program, because we know as Michiganders that we're no more than 2 to 5 miles away from any given body of water. And one of the things that's important is to know your limitations, because as troopers and law enforcement, our goal is to go in and save everyone. That's our first response. But you also have to consider, what are my limitations? Am I a strong swimmer? Will this person potentially, make me a drowning victim? So what tools do I have? So all of that, we train you to know that up front, so that you can make that informed decision in any event you have to do a water rescue. So for those that have never seen where our academy is located and what it looks like, our academy is located in Lansing, Michigan. Here is our recruit. This is a dorm room where all the recruits sleep. This is our main entry into the building, and we do a lot of training. So it's not just the state police. We have our correctional officers there, our DNR officers, our CVET officers, which is our commercial vehicle. We do a lot of ongoing training, and plus we do a lot of internal training here. Our classrooms are tucked right behind the bushes there. Those are classrooms. Our cafeteria is down here. We have a fallen trooper memorial that's located here. And then our water, we call it the tank, training tank, but that's where our water safety program is, right in that building. And so like I previously stated, you will wake up every morning. We will do some form of PT. At some mornings, you will wake up, you will be in the tank for a water safety PT workout, which is really good because your joints hurt, after pounding the pavement. Our graduation run is a 10-mile graduation run, and we build you up to that. What we do want is for you to come in running at least 2 to 3 miles at a comfortable pace, so that you're not putting undue stress on your body, and you can build up to the 10-mile run. So this is what our tank look like. Notice they got a brick in the hand there. So what you do, you're doggy paddling in the pool. You can't touch the side of the wall. And some, times you'll have 2 bricks that you're passing amongst your group. And it's just the endurance of building up to tread water. That's going to be your key of graduating this portion of the program, is being able to tread water for at least 3 to 5 minutes, because you can't touch the side. Otherwise, you get yelled at, and eventually, they will ask you to get out of the tank. So fire safety. So most of our recruits come in with some knowledge, having some knowledge of fire safety, but our instructors prefer that to have those that have never fired a weapon before in their life, because what they do, they want to train you the right way and the proper way to utilize the fire safety and everything that encompasses it. And therefore, it's harder to break sometimes old habits. And so if you've never fired a weapon, that's perfectly fine. They'll get you trained up, and you'll be shooting expert before you graduate that portion of the program. So this is where the magic happens. This is fun time. And I say that it's fun because they want you relaxed out here. This is our drive track, and all you're doing is driving, and it's a lot of driving, and it's fun driving, and they want you to be relaxed because they want you to know that when you're under pressure, you might be in a pursuit or responding to a scene, that you still have to use due care and caution while behind the wheel, driving at a higher rate than what the speed limit allows. This little thing here is our skid pit. This is to simulate, being that we live in Michigan, simulate ice. So what happens is that you'll spin out on here, and you have to keep the car going in a direction that you're intended to go. So it's really fun. This is a fun time. A lot of the recruits, they really enjoy being on this drive track. So what is a trooper? So a trooper is everything that pops up on the screen. But I can tell you that for the most part, what our job is mediator. We mediate a lot of disputes on our calls, and it doesn't matter the age. It varies from the young to the very old. we have to go in and know that we have to give people the tools to mediate their and resolve their problems. Otherwise, it may escalate into something more serious and criminal. So that's what a trooper does. We do a lot of mediation and wear a lot of hats in that field. We also read books in Benton Harbor. That's just one of the things I threw in. I do a lot of community service, and one of the things I do is make sure that I partner with one of the churches we feed and read books in the park, let the kids read us books, and so it's a great time, and we give them books and all that stuff. So it's really a great time to be involved in that. Some of the other things that we do as state troopers, we have been asked to go out. 2005, we were in Hurricane Katrina when that happened. 2012, we were out in Hurricane Sandy as well. So one of the things about the state police, and it's just hearing from a lot of our national state partners, they really like the state police, the Michigan State Police. And that's because we have integrity. Integrity is big in our department. And they know that irregardless, of maybe a few bad apples, that's just the nature of the beast. We will do a professional job. Our job is to provide professional service to our citizens and make sure that they know that they matter to us. And so we get calls a lot to do out-of-state assistance for other states, which is a great thing, because when they see Michigan State Police, they know that, okay, they're going to treat us right and they're going to take care of business. So it's really kudos to our agency. So I'm going to move on to some of our civilian positions, and our forensic science position is twofold. It can be an enlisted position or a civilian position. It's up to the individual which pathway they want to choose. So our forensic science division, their pay starts off for a technician between $35,000 and $70,000 a year. The scientists, they make about $40,000 to $80,000 a year, and then the managers can make 54 base all the way up to over $103,000. So definitely our science field is integral to the Michigan State Police, because without them, we cannot solve a lot of crimes. And I don't know if you guys are aware that I think it was last year or the year prior that we took over all of the old test kits and took them under our lab and started putting together a lot of these cases and solving a lot of the cold cases as it related to a lot of our CSCs and those type of DNA analysis. So this is just a picture of some of the things that you may see behind the scene as a forensic. Our biometrics center is also one that does the fingerprints and do the facial recognition. So one of the things about it, we have our roadside fingerprint thumb drive thing that we can now take fingerprints right on the roadside from an individual that may not have identification, and we may believe that's given us a false name. So we can get a match on that individual ID right on the roadside now, which is really, really good. And so this is another division within the organization. So when a lot of people think state police, they think, oh, it's just a uniform law enforcement and that's it, just the traffic and the criminal investigation. No, there is a whole network of operation that goes on into making us what we are today and who we are as a state organization. Our biometrics division are the ones that are responsible for the polygraph tests that we have, and they do so many different things with us behind the scene that it's a phenomenal position. These are just some of the pictures that our biometrics does, the facial recognition, palms. That's a little thumb thing that roadside thumb thing that I was telling you about, where we can get your fingerprint right on the side of the road, and a polygraph examination photograph. So our operation of intelligence, that's like what we call the beehive. So prior to the start, after COVID pandemic hit Michigan and the governor started speaking and giving the press releases, she was speaking from the operations unit. So that's where she was. And so that's what we call our beehive. That's a highly sophisticated, secured division within our department. And this is where all of our MIAC MIAC intel, dispatchers, and all of the cyber security crimes and everything that's related to the infrastructure and safety of Michigan. This is where everything happens in this division. And it's a really cool and high-tech division. If you ever get an opportunity to do an internship, go check that out. They'll be more than happy to let you see some aspects of it, but it's really high tech and sophisticated operation there. And so, like I say, a lot of people, you know, they may want to pursue a career in with our dispatch center. Well, we have 4 locations right now, one of them being in Lansing, Detroit. We have, I think 2 in Detroit and then 1 in the UP. Negaunee is my regional dispatch center. So when I check in down here in the 5th district, which is in Kalamazoo Portage region, I'm talking to the dispatchers all the way up in Negaunee. So it's really cool that you know, the has advanced that far. So our computer crimes, so anything that's related to the computer and our digital, you know, I get a lot of people that say, hey, I want to be in forensics. How do I make that happen? Well, our forensic analysis is enclosed and in-house under that operation intelligence. So in our forensic division, you know, we want to have some sciences. That is one of the things that we have to push to you, is that you need sciences behind you in order to get into that division. This is just examples of what our criminal information center looks like. So we have our dispatchers here. This is where the calls come in. They're doing some in-depth operation on some data that came in, and then example of our MIAC center. So everything that's critical to the safety of the state, this is where it happens. So if they get a call or a message that come in from another or out of country that may impact the state in itself, it comes into our MIAC center, and what they do, they dispatch the information to that local jurisdiction. So, you know, when we say that, you know, if you see something, say something, we get a lot of tips that come in through that are anonymous. So we make sure that we vet that information and get it to that proper entity for further investigation. So we have our lab analysis, right? I touched on that earlier, where biology and all this, and these are the people that's essential for us solving major crimes in our department. Because a lot of times we may not know who our suspect is, but a partial latent fingerprint, we'll send it to the lab. They can make a trace connection and maybe connect it to some possible, you know, people that may have a similar fingerprint, because no 2 persons share the same fingerprints. So if you look at all of the people that are in society and you say, well, nobody has an identical fingerprint to me, then that's a big deal, because, you know, it's God's creation to say that, hey, you are unique to you on an individual level. So we can kind of match you up to a lot of matches to get, you know, clue in on our suspect, which is really cool. So these are the guys and girls, example of what it looks like. You know, we have our lab. Like I say, you know, if you're going to really go deep into the science fields, want to make sure that you have at least an associate's in chemistry and in the science. And that's either for the enlisted or civilian positions. So no matter what side of the fence you sit on, you know, as far as your career, if you go into our science field, check further, because we're going to want some higher education into the science fields of studying. And this is a requirement. So associate's degree for you technicians and a bachelor is going to be for your forensics. Okay. We highly recommend that if you're looking at this, do the internships. I can't stress it enough. You will glean not only, you know, insightful information as it relates to your profession or your career choice, but you will get the hands-on experience. And then 2, having served as an intern, then you will also have first selection to secure that position as an employee. And that's what we look for. We look to train on the job training pretty much to get you acclimated with the area of where you want to train or what job or the career that you want to have. So this is, I do a lot, like I say, with the community I am involved. And what we did, I was a commander in 2008 of a Mila school. I'm not sure if you guys have ever heard of it or familiar with it. We do these every year, and we ran female schools and all male schools for students ages between 14 and 16. And in 2000, so we ran the 2018 Mila program, and that was held at our state training academy, where the young ladies spent 3 days there. We gave them a a rendition of what an experience would be like as a recruit there. And we also did some bonding things. So what we did a follow-up in 2019 for the ladies that we selected for the program. Now, what we did, we took in the Barron County area, we took a diverse group. So we had a combination of homeschool students, as well as students that were in the school setting, and we brought them together so that they can share their personal experience and bond together collectively to know that, it takes all of us to be a part of our future and for what we want. So in 2019, what we did, we were able to give them the dorm life, college life experience. So we took them down to Southwestern College for 3 days. They stayed in a dorm, and we really gave them a hands-on knowledge and tour and information on what college experience would be like for them post high school, which was really, really fun. And we had great times. So this is what we were doing. We had someone come in. Well, this is one of my commanders, but we had someone come in. We covered the FAFSA form, how to fill it out. They gave them scholarships that they could apply for monies to put towards college. And it was really, really, a great experience for our young ladies. We had high ropes climbing course, at the college, they have that wall where you can climb the rock climbing. And so just to really immerse ourselves with the young ladies in a way that they may have never experienced it was so much a reward for the staff as well as the young ladies. We gave them laptops, everything they needed to get started at the next level. We also did the high ropes course where we took them over into Indiana, and we did the high ropes obstacle course. I even participated till I freaked myself out, and I was like, yeah, I tapped out, let me down. So just to know that the teamwork, the camaraderie, that everything that they need to build their confidence and self-esteem as young women that are proceeding to have futures in society. So I'm going to play a little bit of this video clip. This is from the 2018 Mila program, just to give you a visual of what it was like, the first day for them and getting them into the program for us.
Open up the champagne, pop. It's my house, come on, turn it up. Hear a knock on the door and the night begins. Cause we've done this before, so you come on in. Make yourself at my home, tell me where you been. Pour yourself something cold, baby, cheers to this. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house, play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go a while. Welcome to my house. Welcome to my house. Morning comes and you know that you wanna stay. Close the blinds, let's pretend that the time has changed. Keep our clothes on the floor, open up champagne. Let's continue tonight, come on, celebrate. That's how we do. Sometimes you gotta stay in, and you know where I live. Yeah, you know what we is. Sometimes you gotta stay in. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have shot of vodka, you know what's in my glass. It's my house, just relax. Welcome to my house, baby, take control now. We can't even slow down. We don't have to go. Cheers to this. Welcome to my house. Play that music too loud. Show me what you do now. We don't have to go out. Welcome to my house. You heard me? We ain't gotta go out, 'cause what? Welcome to my house. It's my house, my house. What? Welcome to my house. It's my house.
So when we talk about bonding and tearing down barriers, and so that someone can have a fair opportunity at a career or advancement in life, those are the things that we definitely take advantage of and try to highlight, especially for our future generation. And one of our big takeaways from why we do what we do is that we can only do our job for so long. Now, what are we doing in the meantime to prepare for our future? So I am very excited anytime that we have an opportunity to run our MILA programs, because not only are we having inclusive diversity in our groups, we're also imparting some skills, some life skills that young lady or that young man may have never had an opportunity to partake in, except for we reached out through their school or through their community and got them involved in a program. COVID has stifled 2020's MILA program, but we are looking at 2021 and getting our MILA programs back in motion. And if you know of anyone between the ages of 14 and 16 that may want to be a part of the program, definitely reach out to MSP. We definitely will get them involved in it, and we do them all over the state. So it's not just one geographical location. This is all over the state that we have these programs. And they also get an opportunity to go up to the college campus. So in 2018, we took them up to the U of M because MSU was not open, but we took them to U of M. And this was when they first did the turf. So they got a chance not only to go and see the new turf, in person, they also got a locker room tour to the basketball and the football locker rooms, which was really neat to see how all of that, take shape for the college level and the kids that are attending college. And we are big on diversity and inclusion, and we promote that in our department, and we welcome all aspects of individuals, because we're covered under our Elliott-Lawson law in the state of Michigan, that if we have the tools necessary for one to be able to do their job effectively, then we shall by law provide those tools to them. So we're really big on making sure that we're inclusive for our citizens in Michigan, and as well as those that may want to come to Michigan. We're okay with that too. We just want to make sure that our students have an opportunity to know what futures lie ahead at the state level. If you don't want to be an enlisted member and go to an academy, like I said, we have a ton. That was just an example of the civilian sectors and positions that we have, at the state level. We just want to share information with you about choices and decisions and job opportunities, so that when you make your informed decision, consider something that might be at the state level that you want to look into, and pursue, that it's going to take all of us to do this. So I am very excited to welcome any questions. Our contact information is MSP Jobs. You can contact MSP Recruiting at Michigan for any questions. Email us or give us a call. We're more than happy to dialogue with you and answer any questions that you may have. And I am happy to also dialogue with individuals that may have further questions. If you want to reach out to me as well, go through MSP Recruiting. They'll send you my way, and I can help you out and answer any questions.
Great, Kelly, thank you. You've already covered some of the questions in the chat, but I wanted to ask a clarifying question. Do members in civilian positions also have to go through the academy and the physical testing, or is that not part of civilian positions?
No, that is not a requirement for any of our civilian positions. It's all for the enlisted only.
Great. And another one that came through, does the Michigan State Police offer tuition reimbursement for higher education?
They offer it's not to the tune of what we would like it to see it, and we've been working on that. Being that I'm a graduate student myself, I definitely am pushing for more. They give you a couple $100 per semester that help offset some of the tuition costs, but it's not to the tune of what when I worked at the local department, I would twice a year I get $300 bonus just for having higher education. And the state police, being that we require minimum of high school education, I don't think they have considered the fact that, well, a lot of troopers are going on for higher education and we need to compensate them to the tune of maybe a higher, stipend for the education. So we're working on it.
Great. Do you have any youth opportunities for ages 16 to 20? And do you support, employment for individuals with disabilities like autism?
Yes, we are. Yes, we do. We are covered, sponsored, and in line with our ADA, and definitely anyone that has a disability, we hire. So there's no exclusion. Actually, we have services right now that we sponsor nothing but from that area that work in our training division. Great people to work with, and I have a blast every time I go to the training division. They're great. So as far as your first question, you had a twofold.
Yeah.
What was your first question?
Youth opportunities for ages 16 to 20.
Yes, with COVID, a lot of it has been stifled. Now, throughout the various regions in the states, we do have our cadet program, and that's going to be posted here in the spring. And it's going to be location specific. So definitely check the website to see when that is posted. I spoke with HR a couple weeks ago, and they say that is coming back this spring. And what that is a paid position for those that may be looking to pursue the career of the Michigan State Police. And what it will do is give them the tools and hands-on training while they're being paid, and give them the first rights to pursuing the career as a trooper from that position. We also have a lot of our leaderships like the MILA, and we also have our cadet program. Now, those are not paid positions. As far as when I say the cadet, I mean the one that's for the high school. It's like a high school cadet program where we have that explorers program, in a sense, is what we call it, that you receive a lot of the hands-on training, you get a lot of presentations and hands-on experience, but those are not paid positions. And they do have those that are spread out throughout the state. I know in the 5th District, we do have one in Marshall Post area, and they meet once a month. And like I say, they have a presenter and then they have a topic that they teach on. One of the things I would recommend, if you're looking at a career in law enforcement, whether it's at the state level or local entity, definitely get into those law enforcement career pathway courses, because that's going to give you the hands-on experience to really learn the basics of what it is for law enforcement and how does this apply to my future goals. So definitely get into those positions. There are other positions that our agency is looking at as it relates to our youth. And in talking with my HR director, she said that, yeah, even though we had the COVID happen, so a lot of what we do with our youth is in-person hands-on. And so we were looking to get back to putting out those programs, and we have also our Legion, American Legion academies, where they sponsor students to go to our academies, and that's for the ages of 14 to 16-year-olds. So just to get, I guess the initial basis of what law enforcement is and how does it relate to me, those are the things that you want to get yourself immersed in and be a part of, so that that, okay, I have some understanding of law enforcement.
Right. Kelly, thank you so very much. This has been a very engaging and informative presentation. I know that I learned a lot today, so I can only imagine how much also our youth enjoy this as well. So now it is time to announce the winners of our giveaway, and I will turn it over to Kelsey Lee Master to announce the winners.
Hi, everyone. All right, so our winner of the $25 Amazon gift card was Christian Dunn, and the winner of the $25 Walmart gift card was Gary Pringle. So congrats, everybody. Christian and Gary, if you can direct message me with your email address, I will contact you about where to send those gift cards to. So thanks and congrats, everyone.
Great. Thank you, Kelsey, and congratulations to our winners. And thank you to all of our attendees and youth for participating. And a big thanks to you, Sergeant Schaefer, for providing us with a rich overview of the Michigan State Police. So
you.
please join us next week on March the 2nd to hear about careers with Consumers Energy, and on March 3rd to learn about careers with Laz Parking. And with that, we conclude today's session with the Michigan State Police. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Kelly, and have a great rest of the day and week ahead.